Hey, 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 happy new day, new afternoon, new evening, and new night, kings and queens and kings, wherever you are at and whenever you decide to watch this live video. I am the personalized analytical connector, and I'm here to pack you up. To pack you up in you, to pack you up for you, and to pack you up to you so that you can walk in your soul's purpose to fulfill and complete your life's missions using your what? Your gifts, your talents, and your powers. Yes, as you learn to live universally, which means to live as one to all. Welcome to another PAC session. I told y'all I would make it before midnight, okay? And I also have my youngest son, so I will be nursing. Warning ahead of time, you may see some breast. Sorry and not sorry at the same time. If that's a problem for you or to you, then I'm sorry. You can keep watching or not, but yeah, this is me. This is my life. All right. So today's PAC session is titled, subject, I'm so forgot to say that, is called Whose Normal Are You Anyways? All right. So how that topic came about is, I'm sorry, I forgot. As a personalized analytical connector, I forgot what I do. I'll tell you what I do. What I do is I analyze situations, life, people, and I make connections to that. And then I relate it to your life to make it personal for you so that you can what? Walk in your soul's purpose to fulfill and complete your life's missions using your gifts, your talents, and your power. That is my expertise. That is what I do. Let's get down to this. I hope y'all brought a pen and paper because y'all about to learn today. Also, welcome to the first class of Universal Living Academy. Yay! Where I teach you how to live universally, what I said before, which means to live as one to all, because you are connected to everything and to everyone. How? The same creative power that created you, I call it Mother Universe and Father God, you call it what you will, is the same creative power that created anything and everything, and that's why connections can be found in anything that will always be right on vibe to you and for you for inspiration, encouragement, strength, comfort, money, whatever you need in your life. All right. So today I had a post and I asked about am I connected inquiries to ask all you beautiful people if you had any questions or topic or a subject that you wanted to have me connect with for you. And a beautiful queen posted and shared a observation that definitely connects to life and what is definitely going on with this COVID. So thank you, Crystal, for commenting. Thank you for connecting. Thank you for sharing your energy. And thank you for sharing your family. And thank you for allowing me to share you and your family with everybody else. Okay? So, brief. Crystal mentioned that her son, Nixon, she has noticed more with the social distancing, whatever that word is. Her son, Nixon, likes things a certain way and does things a certain way that might be considered abnormal or not normal to other people. And she mentioned that that is something that she's observed. And I have observed that too in life, that there is a social norm that is basically everywhere. And you can tell if you're doing the social norm because you got eyes watching you. And then you can also feel it like, is that normal? Should I do that? Should I have not done that? Like, it makes you second guess yourself sometimes because you feel like you're going against what's normal. But the question I started to ask is, what does normal mean anyways? Like, whose definition and meaning of normal are you going by? So I brought down a whiteboard, but since I'm nursing my son, I'm not able to do that right now. So I'm going to go to my notes and on the computer. So be patient with me, y'all. I'm going to do the etymology of some words. And you can follow along by going to the online etymology dictionary, or if you have your own dictionary. I like to use this because it tells you the origins of the words, like where words came from before they got to the English language, or how they were created in the English language. And you'll learn that our words have come from many other languages and other words that have meant something entirely different. But most people don't know, because just go along with what's normal. I might be doing this a lot. Normal. And by the end of this, you'll see why. And if you happen to see me pause, take a break, it's because I'm making notes as well to bring it all together. All right. You ready? Class is in session. Welcome to the Universal Living Academy. Let's do this. All right. Whose normal are you anyways? What is normal to you? What does normal mean? How you think everybody should act, how you think they should act, how they think you should act, think, see, or do. Is that normal? I don't know. I know I've had, self questions with that. Is this normal? Is this what's required and what's expected of me in today's society, and what I should do as a woman, as a mother? It's those questions that have us doubting ourselves and who we are, which is also very important, because you shouldn't be doubting who you are. You were created who you are for a reason. Your soul chose your body for a purpose. So I want to get that out there and get that straight. Make sure y'all know that, okay? Make sure y'all know that and love yourself and love who you are, first and foremost, always. All right, so I went to the etymology of the word normal. So it says C 1500, which means typical or common, from late Latin normalis, which means in conformity with rule, normal. And what struck that about me was the word typical. It's another, what's that what they call it? With the thesaurus, another word to use besides normal. Different words say the same thing. So I looked up to the etymology of typical, and that basically, it wasn't typical, it was type. Well, typical is symbolic or emblematic, and that comes from the medieval Latin word of typicalis, which means symbolic as well. So that first has me thinking that normal is something that is a symbol of something or someone. Who is that something and that someone that you're a symbol of? Keep that in mind for yourself. Who are you a symbol of? Is it your job? Is it your family? Is it your spouse? Who are you a symbol of? Think about that, because that's just the surface. That's just flesh. It goes like a lot higher than that. Are you uncomfortable? Are you trying to get comfortable? Uh-huh. Do you want me to move you? Uh-huh. Where do you want to move to? Over there? Mm-hmm. Okay. One moment, put the phone down. I'm gonna put you on my new computer. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, look at that. I can do that. Okay, switch. No. Let go. Let go. Switch. That better? Mm-hmm. There you go. Hey, look at that. It sits on top of the computer. Yay. Want some blanket? Okay, so you are symbolic. So who are you a symbol of? What I learned in the Christian religion, that we are a symbol. It can be a symbol of God. They say when people see you as Christians, they're supposed to see Jesus. They're supposed to be the hands and feet of Jesus. There's one. Maybe if you have another faith or belief or study different religions, they might have the same thing. I don't know. If you know, share. I would love to know. But let's keep going. And then I want to know what the word common. That's another word for normal. Common, the etymology of that is belonging to all, around, or used jointly, generally of a public nature or character. So you belong to all, and you are a general of a public nature or a character. So once again, there is that nature or a character that you are supposed to take after, that you are connected to, that you are formed from. Because conformity comes from the word conform, and that says be obedient. Be obedient. In parentheses, it says to God. Comply, from old French, the language French, conformer, which means to agree to, make, or be similar to, be agreeable. So once again, you are being agreeable, or you're made or similar to a symbol that belongs to all. Those are the main things that we're going to stick on, that that really caught me with those words to bring it all together. And then the word typical came from the word type. Type is a noun, and it's from the late 15th century, which means, once again, a symbol or an emblem, from Latin typus, Typus, and that once again means a figure or image, a form. So figure, image, form, belonging. Those are key and the same consistent words of what normal really means and how it applies to you in your life and who you are and how you were created. And then conform, what comes to mind is that scripture. I wrote it down in the Bible. It is not that page. It is Romans, the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2. It talks about be not conformed. I did not write down the full scripture, but it's Romans chapter 12, verse 2. It talks about be not conformed. And then with an image, a symbol. With that, the first thing that came to my mind was in the Bible, the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 27, when it says God made man and woman in his own image, in his own likeness. He made them, she and he, and all that great goodness. So if you want to bring all that together, there is a figure, a form, an image that you were made, that you were created after, to symbolize it. And I know that to be the creative power that created everything. I call it Mother Universe and Father God. That's how I know it as now, because of my own journey relationship. You call it what you will, God, Yahweh, Jehovah, Allah. However you connect with that creative power, good for you. That's what you call it. And you connect with it to that. Okay? So, with, and then we're going to do formal. Not formal, form. So form is forming, which means symbalance. Once again, image or likeliness. You say how the words image and likeliness and form are repeated. Okay, it's repeated because you are a symbol, you are a form, you are an image, you are a likeliness of the Creator. And you don't want to conform to anything else. And then, oh, I forgot this one. This is a really good one. It is the etymology of the word conform. Nope, not conform. I didn't write that on that word. Nope. Another part of meaning of conform is, and directly from Latin conformere, which means to fashion, to form, to shape, educate, to educate and modify. And also from together, for it formed you together. So you are formed together in the image and the likeliness and a symbol of the Creator. So go back to when you were a baby. You were just born. You were created by a creator who's then created by another creator. Before you understood, you already had a image and understanding of who you were and who you belong to. But then once you come out in the world, depending on your parents' mindset, depending what you're exposed to, the words that are said to you, you begin to lose part of yourself. You begin to lose who you are, the image you were made after, the likeliness you were made after. And if you don't take the time or the energy to go out and research for yourself, mainly to be connected to yourself, to get connected to yourself, to know yourself and the Creator, then you will end up being anything and everything that anybody else wants you to be, that anybody else says to you. Because it is true when they say, the saying, it's a very old saying, you can find in the Bible, that there is life and death in the power of your tongue. So what are you speaking to yourself? What are you allowing people to speak to you and on you? What are you keeping in your mind and in your heart that people have spoken to you about you? And who are they? Who are they to really know you? Because you can tell and show and be somebody. Like, I have very good experience of being a chameleon, to conform myself to the image that people wanted me to be, and wanted me to do, while inside I was not being who I am, not being true to who I am and what I was born to do. And when you do that, sometimes you lose yourself. You don't know how to get back up and get back out of it. But there's hope for you. There's hope for all of us to come out of the images and the conformity of this world of people. And if it's not for our good, we got to come out of it. And that's why me and Alan, like, we're finding balance. We homeschool and we're finding balance. I teach my children that they are their own individual person. I had to learn that as my other expression, the healed mother. Though they are my children, they are also an own creative individual. So I want them to know that, but then also I want them to know that, hey, yes, you are an individual creation with gifts, with powers, with talents, that you want to live your own way and live your own life. But there is a system that we live under and that we are part of in this flesh, that we have to know, that we have to abide by, and then we have to understand for ourselves, not understand inside for ourselves. So while living in this lifetime, in these bodies, in this flesh, this life, we can complete the missions that are for us to do, that we're meant to do. And that is why the soul, the living, the breath, was put into this body. We all have a purpose on this earth. And we are all images of the creative power. Good, bad, funny, ugly, sexual, all of that. All of it is part of the creative power. You can see it out in nature. Like, everything is a reflection of that creative power. Everything is. And it's neither good nor bad. It just is what it is. So what you need to do is own up to who you are and what parts of the creative power is in you, how to find that balance, and how to use it in a loving, positive, action-taking way for your soul's purpose to fulfill and complete your life's missions. Not anybody else. You need to learn it for you. Because if you come to this earth and don't do what you're meant to do, yes, everybody does lose out, but who loses out the most? Who gets convicted the most? Who feels the pain the most? Who gets judged the most? And you know that you do because you feel it inside. You are your own judge. You are your own jury. You are your court. You're everything. You already feel it inside. You can call it conscience. You can call it your higher self. You can call it whatever you want. But you know inside when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, when you're not being true to who you are. There are times when I've been to events and connections have came to me and I wanted to say something, but I stop because I get scared and I get nervous and not walking my self-confidence. It's one of the powers of yourself, is self-confidence. And then the opportunity just goes. And it passes me by. The people around me are good, but I'm sitting there like, shit, I wish I would have said something. I didn't say anything. Now I feel bad. Now I feel sad. Now I missed out. Because I let myself down and I let the Creator down. I let down Mother Universe and Father God for not taking that action, taking that step. What's happening right now with this COVID virus, that is life-threatening. This is the time to reevaluate ourselves. Reevaluate the times where we wanted to speak up and say something. Reevaluate the times we wanted to do something. Reevaluate the times that we wanted to branch out on our own or try something new or different, our passions. But we stopped because we were worried about a job or money or what people might think, or that they don't agree, or they think that we're doing it wrong. So either we stop, like I've stopped because of mistakes and stuff happen, or we go their route and their way. And it's not the same, because you are who you are for a reason. You are an image and a likeness that was formed from the Creator and of the Creator with a purpose and missions. And you are given the talents, gifts, and powers to complete them, to do them. But if you are not connected to yourself, who you are, and how and what form of characteristics of the Creator that you have within you to do what you got to do, if you're not walking in your gifts, your talents, and your power, then you are missing out on you. If you're not connected to yourself and Mother Universe and Father God, then you're missing out on how to connect to everything and everyone, including life. Like I share connections, like I shared a connection on LinkedIn about a trash can and how it connects to business and relationships, and how we get so caught up in the ease of convenience of phones and self-checkouts, that sometimes we lose how to interact with freaking humans, with each other. Like the freaking movie Jexy. The main character was so stuck in his phone, like everybody else, that when he finally bumped into a human, a girl that he was attracted to, he didn't know what to say because he didn't know how, because he forgot, because he was given a phone since he was younger. And that's what happens. If you don't take the time to learn your connection, be connected, and know and recognize there is a connection that you have a connection to all, to everyone, then you won't be able to communicate. You'll be losing out. And that sucks. It really does. It sucks. It sucked for you before. I know it sucked for me before. It sucks. It sucks. And I love Nixon, Crystal's son Nixon. Me and her go way back. We were pregnant at the same time. I had my son first, and then she had her son. And she was and Nixon was it autism? I keep forgetting which one that they said he was diagnosed with. Crystal was autism. But just as you take your children to their 1-year checkups, whatever, to make sure they're doing this and they're reaching this goal, like there's a scale, to make sure that they're like these children. And I'm to the point, I'm like, I like your scale, I like your statistics, but I don't like it. How do I know that's true? I'm not there. Autism. Thank you. Autism. Nixon has autism. How do I know your statistics are true, and where is your source coming from? I'm not there to see that happen and for you to make that. So why should I completely believe what you're saying? But we were talking, she was getting worried about him because he also has sensory processing disorder and ADHD. So people think he has a lot of disorders within him. Nah, that's no disorders. That's a lot of order in that child. That child, Nixon, is so freaking smart and funny and blunt. And I love that about him. And most of us, not all of us, need to be more like that. But she was worried because he wasn't getting to the scale or the bar that his teachers wanted him to be at. So I was like, Crystal, stop tripping. He's fine. He will get there when he's ready to get there. He is okay. Love him. Keep doing what you're doing with him. And just let him be. And guess what? He did get there when he was ready. And he blew it off the charts. He blows off the charts now. And that's the same thing like with homeschooling. Or unschooling, I went through that journey of first starting homeschool, of comparing my children, trying to rush them and force them to learn this and to do that. But with unschooling, it teaches you to allow the child to learn according to their passion and their interests. Because when they are ready to learn something, they will learn it and it will stick. Like my daughter, I can teach her math all day. But I know her learning style. She ain't got the patience for that, even though I know she's hearing me. So I'll be like, I'm gonna stop trying to force this. One day, this young lady, while I was sleeping, woke up and asked her daddy to do math with her because she was ready to learn at that time. And it stuck with her because she was ready, because it was for her. It was according to her. I think all of us need to have an unschooling challenge and take that unschooling value within ourselves in this time of being away from everybody. Go back within you to see what made you happy. What was your hobbies? What was your passions? What's something that you can just do naturally? People say, wow, I wish I could do that. Well, I didn't know you could do that. You could really do something with that. That right there, that is your money. That right there, that is your part of your purpose and your mission, to help somebody, to connect to people. Because there's somebody out there who needs you just the way that you are. And everything that you've been through, they need you. And his teacher is, okay, so he's not on any IEP. I just stopped comparing him and started building on his strengths. And his teacher is very involved. He doesn't allow Nixon to take stimulants or nothing. Yay! That's beautiful. Good for you, Crystal. Good for Nixon. I love that. That's great. Let that young king be himself. Man, that young man has God in him so much. But there's God in all of us. God is in all of us. God is in me. God is in you. God is in the cat in your cat sleeping underneath your porch. God is in that raccoon that gets in our trash cans and knocks it down. Because that reminds me of that saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure. This human's trash is that animal's treasure. God. But see, there's connections everywhere in anything and everyone. And when you're open and you're able to see those connections and put no limits on it, you're able to receive messages that are right on vibe, not right on time, right on vibe for you when you need it. Whether it's inspiration, motivation, encouragement, strength, comfort, love, divine guidance, wisdom, success, opportunities, money. When you're connected, doors will be open for you. As long as you just trust, have faith, and put in that work of what you need to do, everything else will be taken care of. Because that's what you're meant to do. And that's what I say your money. When I say talents, I don't mean like just a skill. Talent, the old meaning for talent is money. You are already money. And you have access to the unlimited, limitless source that is all money. Okay? Because what you don't have, are not able to do, what normally happens? Somebody else comes to you or does it for you. If you don't have groceries, you might get blessed with some groceries from somebody else. Money. Somebody's is the money that they have, the physical paper, to bring it to you. Everybody is money. So you have limitless connections to money everywhere you go. But if you don't have that mindset, and if you're not connected to that, then you're just going to be scraping and running after the paper each time. And yes, that paper is relevant and it is needed for the society that we live in. I'm not saying it's not. But it's different when you know and understand that, yeah, paper is needed. but I don't have to always scrape and grind for that paper that leaves me sick, tired, bloody, sweaty, depressed, sad, away from my family. Because you know that you are connected to the unlimited source, the unlimited bank. You can literally be your own bank because you are your own bank. What's your PIN? Your birth date is your PIN. That's your PIN number. Use it. Okay. And then there was nothing that she mentioned. That Crystal mentioned in her comment. She said social norm. Okay. So when you think of social, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? For me, we took it all the way back to the basics, and he's a different kiddo. Simplified everything. Yes, thank you. Simplify everything. We be trying to add different words and extra bushes to cut, and it don't make no sense. Just tell it to me straight. Stop giving me big old long words to understand something. Children are very wise. Like with my children, I learned to not beat around the bush with them, because if I try to say something, or when I did say something that just didn't get straight to the point, they kept asking why. Why is that? Why are you asking why? Because it's not connecting to them, because they know inside you're fucking around and you're beating around the bush and you're not being straight truth and fact with it. Tell your children the straight facts and truth. Yes, I don't say dumb it down, but lower it to where it's their understanding where they're at. How you know your child and how they understand. Not necessarily by their age, because children are wiser than the age number that they have. Okay? Know your child enough to know what they understand and how far they understand, and break it down to that level. Example, my children know about sex. Semen, sperms, eggs, all of that. They know about it. Why? Because they saw me have 2 home births. My oldest son saw all my children be born. Well, except for Amra, unfortunately, because they were sleeping. My bad. But they know about that, and they're able to ask questions, and I give them direct answers. I tried telling a lower answer to them. I don't know how else to say it, but they're like, why? What does that mean, Mom? That doesn't make sense, Mom. So I was like, okay, fine. This is it. And they're like, oh, okay. So I'll be like, do you understand now? They're like, yeah. Like, do you have any other questions? No. And they're good. Same thing with you. If something's not sitting right with you, like an answer, you keep asking questions, right? You keep asking questions till you get that answer that you want, that feels good and sits right in your soul, in your brain, and in your heart. Or you go out and research it for yourself because it just don't feel right. And you need to make it feel right so that you can understand. That's for a reason. It's for a reason. All right, back to the word social. So first thing that comes to your mind when you think of the word social. First thing that came to my mind was social studies in middle school. Social studies is the history of things that happen in other countries, forming of states and lands. That didn't apply to me at that time, that I didn't know, but now I know how it does apply to me. But it didn't include any studies of actual social interaction with the students in the classroom. Social is out there talking like, what are we doing right now? Social distancing from each other. So what's social? According to besides what they say. Etymology of social is devoted to or relating to home life. Stop right there. People say, you're homeschooling? Aren't you worried about social connections and their social skills? Social, devoted to or relating to home life. Social, socializing, social skills begin where? At home. I say it as it starts in the womb, because the baby hears and knows everything in the womb. Everything that is passed down from me, from my grandma, from my mom, from my great-great-grandma, through the blood to my children. It all starts at home. Physical home, of course. Physical home. Then continuing. social interactions being, that's my notes. And then 1560s, it says, as living with others. I see that as you want to be social with those you live with, right? Not just in an apartment building or a house or a condo, you know. What is this earth? This earth is our home. This earth is where we live with other creatures, other people. We are living with others. That's social. So if social means living with others, and social norm, going back to that, normal, which means typical, common, but belonging to all. So that basically means we belong to all. We belong to each other. Every living thing on this earth belongs to each other. God, I love this stuff because it just confirms how we have the ability to live as one with everything. And because of that connection, we have the ability to communicate with everyone if we just understood how. If we just understood our connection and that there is one, and how to understand how we process things. And when we understand how we process things, then we'll be able to say, hey, stop right there. That's not the way to connect and communicate with you, because I know I belong to you and you belong to me, and I'm connected to you and you're connected to me. That's one of the things I teach. I teach about the process of the brains and the hearts and that we go to that stops us from communicating. That stops us from communicating with each other, which also hinders our ability to communicate, which means I say as commune in unity with each other. That's how I break that down. I break down words. That's one of the things I do. It's fun. You should try it. I can break down fart and get far. This came out of nowhere. That's just blending. Fart, far. Okay, let me continue. All right. Okay, so with others. All right. Also from Middle French social, 14th century, and directly from the Latin language, socialis, socialis, which means of companionship, of allies, united, and once again, living with others. The etymology of the word social, the etymology of the word normal, social norm, it all means we are all connected. We all belong to each other. That's freaking beautiful, man. Ow. And I think that's cool because I got excited when I was doing this. I'm like, man, that just confirms what I've been learning, what I know, and what I'm teaching, and what I'm helping people with. Like, yeah! Helping people to walk in their soul's purpose, to fulfill and complete their life's mission. Using your what? Your gifts, your talents, and your power. Jeez, I love that. Okay. And then the word normal. Like, I broke down that word too in a way. Normal. Like, say that really fast. Normal. N-O, normal. What's another word that's spelled no besides N-O? No, right? K-N-O-W. I don't know how they got that, but that's the English language once again, right? But normal. No. Normal. Normal. Know yourself. Know who you are. Know more about yourself. Aren't you ready to know more about yourself, to know more who you are, to love on yourself, to love who you were created to be, to love all that you are? Aren't you ready to do that? I know I am. I know I have been. Realize I'm more than just a wife and a mommy, because I was a woman before I became those titles, but I happened to lose myself in that. Just because I added that onto me, that doesn't make me less, and it doesn't lose me as the woman, Angelica Quantinet Grayer, my maiden name, before I met my husband and had my beautiful children. You are still who you are. You are that person, that baby, that child that came into the world on the date that you were born. And you will always be that person. No matter what you go through. What you went through and have gone through, though, helps you to be you more. Helps you to be more confident in you. To be stronger in you, to be bolder in you. and gives you the ability to help and connect to more people because they could be going through the exact same thing. And your testimony, which I break that down as your test to money, makes that happen for you. Because you are money. I'm money. You're money. We're money. And not just this. We are cosmic money. Money that goes everywhere, goes ahead of us, is behind us, is in the midst of it. We're money. You're money. I'm money. We're all money. All right. That was fun. All right. So back to the question for the title's PAC session. Whose normal are you? Whose form are you? Whose image are you? Whose likeliness are you? Hi. Where is your home? What is the first home that you had before you came out into this world? It was the womb, where you were created. And before you came out into this reality here, that was your first home. The womb and your soul with the Creator, before you chose the egg in the body that you're in, was your first home. So when that says devoted to or relating to home life, that means you need to devote yourself and relate yourself back to your original home when you were in the womb, when you were a soul with the Creator and connected to the Creator before you came into this world. That is your home. That is your first home, and that is the home that you're going to go back to once your soul has completed the missions of this flesh, whatever it may be. That's it. So social norm, the social norm is your home, the home of the likeliness and the image and the form that you were fashioned after. Who is that? So you have a choice now. You have a choice to make. Are you going to choose to keep going after and becoming and forming yourself into the image and likeliness and words and thoughts of others? Or are you going to get back and go back within, inside, and get back connected to the creative power that created you in everything and all things that it is? It's up to you. Because only you can live your life. Only you can make the best actions and choices for yourself, because every action is a choice, is a consequence, and every action and non-action is a choice, and every choice has a consequence. That's what I teach my children. There is no good or bad consequences. Consequences are just consequences. What's important about consequences, and remember, is that you want to make actions and choices to give you the consequences for your better, for your good, the ones that you wanted. So what do you want for your life? What do you want for you? Where do you see yourself? Where do you want to go? Telling y'all, man, y'all need to get connected back to yourself. And I'll be here to help you do that along the way. I got big things coming. I'm working on courses and stuff so that I'll be able to help you one-on-one too, if you'd like. Because that's part of my soul's purpose and my life's missions. Using my gifts, my talents, and my power. So yeah. Social norm. Socially you. Social home. Go home. Have you ever gotten sick or cried and you just curled up like a fetus? My husband Alan, with his tall, skinny self, he does that. He calls that his C shape. We go back to our original form, home. A baby. Before that, a soul. With the Creator. With the all. That's all. Yeah, that's it. My son's finally asleep. Yes! I'm about to lay him down for a nap. But I thank y'all for joining me. Thank you, Crystal, for that topic and that subject. You were right on vibe, Queen. And I love Nixon. And I'm continuing hoping and wishing and praying the best for you guys. And that in this time, if you're by yourself or even with your children, use this time to connect to each other. to connect to yourself. Let your children be your teachers. They are the closest thing to the Creator that we have if you don't have that own connection yourself. Like my 5 children, well, 6, 5 in the flesh, 1 in the spirit. They are my best teachers and have created and have helped me to get back connected so much to Mother Universe and Father God. And also because they're many me's. They're me in different parts of me, and each of the child, I'm like, that's me. I need to fix that. They got that from me. So it's not entirely their fault. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for, if this is late for you and you stayed up to watch this live, this PAC session. I bless you. I honor you. Thank you for connecting with me and for your energy and your vibrations and all that greatness and goodness. Because I wish that and I pray that and I send that to all of you. Love, joy, peace, success, strength, wealth, health, opportunities, money, connectedness. Because you are all you need. Everything that you need is within you. Everything. Everything is everything. Over here. All right. So that's it. No, my closing. If anything I have said has connected to you today, or if you have connected with it, then guess what? You've just been packed up by me, the personalized analytical connector. And that means what? That it is right on vibe to you and for you. And that's all that matters. So it can help you to walk in your soul's purpose, to fulfill and complete your life's missions. You got to personalize it this time. You got to say mine. I'm going to say yours, but you got to say mine. To do what? To live in using your gifts, your talents, and your power. Walk in you. Be confident in you. And know that you have the ability to live universally, which means to live as one to all. And everything that you need is available to you. You reach out. Reach out. I don't know who sings that, but I'm tired and I'm getting sillier. So I'm going to get off here. So thank you for joining me. Until next this is not helping my stuttering. PAC session. I'll say section. Yeah, I'm out to my PAC session. Until then, just remember there is peace in the blood. Whose blood? Yours and mine, of course. Until next time, y'all. Peace and love. Love you, Crystal. Oh, I'm sitting here moving my keyboard. I forgot it's not on the keyboard. That's me. It's so small.